Kondo Isao is the chief of the Shinsengumi, and he is also a gorilla. Oh, and a gorilla stalker. But aside from all this, he is also a paragon of leadership, and just one of the plethora of characters in Gintama who can be labelled as legendary. If you find yourself entertained at any point during the video, then consider liking, subscribing and ringing the bell, as I cannot explain to you how much such a small action can do for this channel. Also, if you want to support me further, my book Gang Fluid Justice is available on Amazon.com. Anyway, on with the video. Kondo often ends up outshined by his vice commander and 1st Division captain, and as such he is often not talked about in the community as much as I feel he should be. Gintama is a series of a lot of themes, however one I think is often overlooked is the theme of leadership and what it means to be a leader. A theme very much tied to Shigi Shigi, Nobunobu, Katsura, the whole of the Shogun assassination arc, and of course Kondo Isao. Kondo very much personifies what, at least in the eyes of Gintama, is the perfect leader, and he has been depicted as one since his very first appearance. Kondo is a great leader as he is one defined by his ideals, those ideals being the desire to protect his comrades and save his friends. At no point in the series do we see Kondo become the shogunate's dog. He does what he feels is right, as that is his Bushido. As made blindingly clear through Nobunobu's arc and his death, a leader is nothing without his people, and that's what makes Kondo so impressive. His dedication to his men is the same as Gintoki's dedication to his friends. Both men are leaders who will put their all on the line and defy the very country in order to save those they care for. One of Kondo's greatest quotes is that a leader doesn't need the strength to subdue a comrade, all he needs is the strength to protect one. Which speaks to his nature so much, as he values the safety of his men to the highest level. In the Shinsengumi crisis arc, he tells his men to leave him and save themselves, as he couldn't bear to see lives lost. But this arc delivers even more than just that, as when Ito, the man who caused the death of many of Kondo's men, is about to fall and die, Kondo reaches out his hand, as Ito is still one of his men, and he can never abandon one of his men. Kondo won't let one silly little betrayal get him down, and so still sees Ito as a valued friend, even after his betrayal, shedding tears over his death. As that is just the man Kondo is, he is a man who cares for his men and will not sacrifice his ideals, and that trust in his men is rewarded by their unwavering trust in him. As said in the Shinsengumi crisis arc, he is the soul of the Shinsengumi, which isn't a word to throw around lightly, especially in a series that's name literally means silver soul. Well, it also means silver balls, but that's besides the point. The whole Farewell Shinsengumi arc is just a testament to this fact. The Shinsengumi step into hell, no, they run headfirst into it, in order to save their chief. To save Kondo, they team up with their dreaded enemy for the sake of their leader, as they trust each other that much, and in return Kondo escapes with them, defying the shogunate and showing that if it's for his men and his ideals, he has no issue with defying the very country. Another aspect of Kondo that says a lot about his true nature is his humility. Kondo is a surprisingly humble character, best shown by how often he acknowledges that himself and much of the Shinsengumi are country bumpkins, as Kondo is proud of that fact. His pride and his humility are intertwined. Kondo is thankful for the chance he, a country bumpkin, got to become a true samurai, but as he says himself, coming to the city wasn't what made them samurai. Their Bushido is what made them samurai. It doesn't matter where you come from, what matters is what you believe in and what actions you take, and Kondo personifies this idea masterfully. Out of all the candidates for the Roshigumi, only he and his men stood out as true samurai, and that was due to Kondo. His leadership, his ability to tame the mountain bandit all speak volumes for his nature as a leader. One who came from nothing but achieved leadership through his ideals of trust, in great contrast to the man who noticed him back then, the man who came from the upper class using his money and connections to attain his own leadership. Though that said, in the end both Isaburo and Kondo did hold true ideals of trust. One just didn't realise it till the very end. But Kondo would honour that man's legacy, and so when the Shinsengumi and the Mimawari-gumi came together, he was ready and willing to lead them. Another sign of humility Kondo displays is his willingness to apologise and admit he is wrong, as he isn't a leader who does no wrong, he's a real human leader, one who makes mistakes. And due to his trust in his men, he is allowed to make these mistakes, but keep on leading even after the fact. Sogo often says that Kondo's ability to see the good in anyone and to trust anyone is a weakness, but I think it's his greatest strength. Ito says that Kondo is honest and pure and unsullied, but this again is not true, as Kondo may be honest, but he isn't unsullied. He has been dyed the colour of the Shinsengumi, as their leader and as their comrade. Katsura, despite being Kondo's arch-enemy, is actually a man Kondo holds much respect for, as a fellow leader who cares for not only his allies, but his ideals as well. Both desire to protect the country, just in different ways, and both are paragons of what a leader should be. The Farewell Shinsengumi arc especially makes this abundantly clear, as the two are so similar, and as such, even if they are enemies, they trust in and value each other greatly as fellow leaders defined by their ideals and their trust in those they call allies. with Katsura even taking a bullet for Kondo in this arc. One of the most unsavoury parts of Kondo, to most, is the fact he is a gorilla stalker, and although in the real world this is very much not okay, and is actually quite a problem, in the world of Gintama it's actually something quite sincere. Kondo's love for Tei is very much extreme, and for most of the series very one-sided. It all began from the answer Tei gave to Kondo's question of whether she would still love her boyfriend if he had a hairy butt, and where when she replied that she would love her boyfriend no matter what, he fell in love with her. Now the way I interpret this is that Kondo fell in love with her due to the compassion she showed to all, even those with hairy butts, which mirrors his own nature of seeing the good in everyone and of supporting his men no matter what they do. As much like Tei, he cares for everyone, and this similar heart he sensed was what drew him to her, in the same way Bubbles is drawn to Kondo due to the similar apish appearance she senses. Now yes, in the real world his stalking behaviour is unacceptable, but in Gintama I think it acts to show the lengths Kondo will go for his ideals. He will protect his men no matter what, just like how he will protect Tei no matter what by following her everywhere, and like how he will never give up on his men even if they betray him, he will never give up on the girl he loves no matter how many times she rejects him. He may be a stalker, but that's because he cares, and because no matter what he will follow his heart and try to win over Tei as many times as it takes. And in the end it works, his perseverance pays off, and although they aren't lovers by the end of the series, they are still two people who care for each other very much. Best shown in the Farewell Shinsengumi arc, where not only does Tei hold Nobunobu and Izaburo to the standards of Kondo, showing how much she values him as a true leader and as a samurai, but also by how at the end of the story she invites him into her house through the front door. It's a beautiful story of Beauty and the Beast, of girl and gorilla. Kondo has always been a good man, even as a kid, saving others as it's what he believes is right, and following his Bushido in order to protect his men and to ensure them a happy future. For the sake of his men and his ideals, he will even turn against the country and ally with former enemies, as what is an enemy compared to a friend? Kondo may be a stalker gorilla, but he's also a true samurai and a man who will do anything for his men and his ideals. A true leader, a true samurai, and a true gorilla. Comment of the week comes from It's Shaz, and I'm so happy you and so many other people enjoyed what I was scared wasn't going to be a very good video. If you have any opinions on Kondo or Gintama as a whole, then tell me in the comment section down below. And if you have a suggestion for a future video, then again the comment section is funny enough down below. Also don't forget to check out my Twitter at SethTheSin for channel updates and just general chatter, and my DMs are always open if you want to chat to me directly, or check out my Instagram at SethTheSin_cosplay to see my cosplays, I land them and I make merchandise. Also if you want to support me further, then check out my book Again Fluid Justice at Amazon.com. So with all that said and done, I've been Seth the Sin, the Deadly Sin of Geek, and I'm signing out. Stay safe everyone.